Welcome back to Arise and Shine. Our next guest grew up in Brownsville, Brooklyn, where he got involved with the street life of drugs and violence, but it took a tragic motorcycle accident to make Damon Rozier realize what his true calling was, comedy. And we've been talking about this. So let's take a look at Damon in action.
There's signs to let you know that you're a true alcoholic. I had to stop drinking. That's right. One night I was at the club. I got so drunk, I stood up. I was messed up. I was all right up until the moment the guy next to me told me I was standing up. He looked me dead in my face. You know you standing up? I said, let me sit down before I lose my benefits. I know somebody watching me in here tonight.
I love that. I love that. So before we talk about comedy, your career, can you tell us what life was like for you in Brownsville?
Well, growing up, of course, was difficult because back when I was growing up in Brownsville, there was a lot of gangs, the old school gangs.
Oh.
So, you know, you had to prove yourself real quick out on the streets of Brownsville. Of course, you know, Mike Tyson and a bunch of people came from there.
Right.
So, you know, I fought a lot. And, of course, I messed around and got caught up in the drug scene and I went to prison for a period of my life.
Wow.
And so in 1997, your life obviously changed. You had a terrible motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I was leaving an event and left the restaurant to go pick up my fiance, and when I had to show off because that's what I did. I showed,
Right.
and I went down the block and I came back the opposite way and I jumped on top of the motorcycle and I popped a wheelie, and a young lady didn't look to the right and made an illegal U-turn. She clipped the motorcycle.
Wow, you went flying.
I went up, the bike went up. Apparently the bike came down, landed on my neck, broke my neck in 2 places,
goodness.
leaving me chest down paralyzed. So I'm considered quadriplegic.
Wow.
Wow. How did you deal with the feelings that you had afterwards to realize that you were paralyzed?
I mean, you're paralyzed.
Right.
You know, you're mentally paralyzed because all I heard was the doctor say he'll never walk again. And when he told me that, you know, that was the end of it. You know, I dealt with I tried to commit suicide, but that didn't work.
So you went into a depression?
Yeah, absolutely. For 2 minutes.
Right. Right.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. And now depression.
Now you're out of it.
Yeah.
So also tell us about, you're a single dad. You're raising 2 sons. What have been the challenges in raising them?
Well, first of all, they were my inspiration to keep fighting because I didn't want any other man to raise my children. So if I gave up, you know, who would be looking out for the kids that I created? So they would come into the hospital and pull on my neck, and they didn't care. All they knew was Daddy was still here.
Right.
So that was my inspiration to keep it moving.
So after all you go through, you know what I mean, and you're like, all right, I'm going to be this dad. What gave you the idea and say, hey, now I'm going to tell jokes about it? You know.
It came from a different place because I got angry. I didn't see anybody since I've been in a wheelchair. I've done several things, so I didn't see anybody in a wheelchair doing comedy, and it pissed me off. Can I say that?
You did.
Yeah.
This is our show.
So
we say crazy
yeah, so it made me very upset. So I started telling jokes because I didn't see anybody in a wheelchair doing it, and on top of it, I've been a hustler all my life. So I thought about, you know, how lucrative could my life be if I got paid to do this?
See, and what's great is a lot of people don't know this. Sometimes when you talk about I grew up in the streets or I grew up this way, it does give you a skill set if you're willing to manage it right, to proceed with your life to a better place.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And you kind of took that. You were like, all right, I did this, I ended up here, now I'm paralyzed, but now I'm going to tell you about it, and I'm going to make money about it.
And I think what's cool is, you know, a lot of people will see, you know, there's not someone who looks like me that does this, so I'm not going to do it.
Right.
But you were like, screw that, I'm going to do it, you know? So how would you describe your comedic style?
It's different, you know. Of course, it deals a lot with my injury, but it also deals with talking to the women because 90% of the club is filled with women.
Right.
And I love women, so you know, it was perfect.
You have 2 sons. Yes, you do.
It was perfect for me. So I just try to tell the women, y'all need to stop dealing with these walking men. That's what you need to stop doing. You know, I know y'all tired of them walking out on you. Ain't got to worry about that with me. You understand?
Yeah, but you can roll on out.
No, just lock the top lock. Lock the top lock. I ain't going nowhere. I'll be there when you get home. I'll be mad, but I'm gonna be there.
So how did audiences first perceive you when you first started?
I got the sympathy laugh. Oh.
Right.
oh, he's so cute. I got that. And, of course, I got angry again, so that pissed me off again.
Right.
So I had to figure out how to attack it, and I started doing that by talking about my setups. Normally, when I perform at a club, I can't get on and off the stage, so they got to carry me on and off the stage. So normally I open
Address
up.
that obvious.
This ain't the type of place that I perform in, you know.
Right.
Because if a fire break out, I know ain't none of y'all gonna help me off the stage.
Right.
Once I do that, the crowd see that, hey, it's okay to laugh.
Right.
And once you do that, you win.
You have them.
Right.
Yeah, you have them.
So one of the coolest things is I know recently you got an opportunity to walk.
Yeah.
So there's some awesome video that we have of that. It's something you haven't done in 17 years,
17
obviously.
years.
Let's check
Wow.
this out. So how did you feel when you first got to do this?
My heart, everything was just exploding. I tried my best not to cry in front of the cameras, but you know, it inside I was just like,
Oh
I
my
can't
gosh.
believe that was
Yeah.
my first steps in 17 years with the help of this technology
and
that
so,
they have.
and I know that you're doing it, what, 3 times a week
Three
now?
times a week now.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
why is that?
To keep, well, first of all, it's designed to give your bone structure more density and your blood pressure being able to stabilize, being back on your feet.
Okay.
So that's what it's designed to do until they fix the nerve damage that's been broken.
Do you think there's hope for that?
Oh,
Where
absolutely.
that
There's
are
a guy right now. He was paralyzed, severed in his neck. They took stem cells from his nose, put it
Wow.
at the injury part.
And it had some regeneration.
No,
in
he's walking now.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so
He's
also,
walking now.
I mean, it's amazing what technology can
Yeah.
do and all of that. So what helped you walk was something called an exosuit,
Yes.
right? So tell us about how that works.
Well, it's a backpack and it's a frame that's you strap to your legs, and once it senses when it's time to stand up, and it automatically helps you stand up.
Oh, wow.
And then
Right.
when you're about to take your first step, you shift your weight, and the machine allows you to take your first step, and you could just keep walking after that.
That is just so fantastic.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
what's next for you, Damon?
What's next for me? The
Yeah.
world. I'm like Pinky in the Brain. I want
Right
to take
on.
over the world.
I love it.
You know, I'm tired of people judging me, and
Right.
you know, because of my situation. So I'm going to fight the fight of all people with disabilities to let them know that, you know, we're here. We're not going anywhere.
Right.
So
I can't wait for your special, an HBO special, your Showtime special, your Comedy Central
Well,
special.
we're in
What do you
Foxwoods
do?
tonight, Casino in Connecticut tonight.
Excellent.
And also I put together the first all-disabled comedy show.
Yeah, I heard about that. Tell us about that.
At Hunter College, everybody on the bill had to be disabled. My DJ was in a wheelchair.
Fantastic.
We had one guy who was visually impaired. The other one had a speech impediment, but he's a ventriloquist. And also, go ahead with that.
Right,
And then
seriously.
another brother who had cerebral palsy.
See, it's so
Amazing.
fantastic what you're doing. Thank
We
you
had-
so much
yeah.
for joining us
So
here
inspirational.
today, Damon. If you want to find out more about what this funny man is up to, please follow him on Twitter at Damon Rozier.
Nice.
Right?
So who wouldn't like homemade cookie dough delivered to the door? Coming up, you'll meet the woman who makes that happen.
Yum, yum, and I'm telling you it's good. We'll be right back with more Rise and Shine.